Hi, everybody, and welcome to St. Pius High School. And here at the soccer complex for St. Pius High School, we are about to bring you the semifinal game of the New Mexico High School soccer playoffs for Class 4A. And it will be the home team, the St. Pius Sarton, the number 1 seed in the tournament, and Los Alamos, the number 4 seed. So the seeding is worked out exactly the way it's supposed to be. The Hilltoppers number 4 going against number 1, and in Hope number 2 going against Academy number 3. So the winner of this ball game will take on either Hope or Academy. Hilltoppers coming in the ball game at 13 wins, 5 losses, and 2 ties. And they are 6-0 in district play. Academy, St. Pius is 16-1. Their only loss coming to Academy at Academy. They lost 4-1 to Academy. That's only their loss. They were 8-0 in district, or not. They were undefeated in district, as was Los Alamos. And the Sartons are in District 4A5, District 5 in Class 4A. And that is St. Pius and Valencia, Highland High School, Grants, and Belen. The Sartons are coached by David Sullivan Jr., and one of the reasons I included the junior is because the assistant coach is David Sullivan. So I'm presuming that's David Sullivan Sr. I'm presuming. And these two teams have met before in September 16th in Los Alamos. And the St. Pius came out on that top on that one 1-0. So these two teams have met before. The leading scorer for the is a young girl in Montoya. She has 19 goals, and then Kate Chavez has 11 goals for the Hilltoppers. Their leading scorer is Tara McDonald. She's got 30. And then she's followed by Melena Morrison, who has 8. And then number 13, a freshman, Isabella Cotillo. Let's see, and number 15, a junior, well, hold on. All right. Well, the goalie for Los Alamos normally is Dahlia Drew. She has 20 goals scored against her. She has 73 saves. Her backup is Stanfield. She is a sophomore. Dahlia is a senior, and she has 12 goals. She's given up 12 goals. She has 47 saves. So they've been shooting at her a lot. And so the Hilltoppers have scored 75. They've not scored all their opponents. 75 goals to 34. And St. Pius, let's see what their number is. Well, I had it right here. Where'd it go? 70. They've scored 78. They've only allowed 7 goals. And their their main goalie Maldonado, she has allowed 5, and in her backup has allowed 2. So that's it. And so right now we're going to have the national anthem, and then I think we'll be ready for Hilltoppers soccer, or not Hilltopper, but Hilltopper soccer and state semifinals.
Give each one of them the courage to play this game in a manner which by their words and their actions is pleasing to you. Let them enter into competition in a spirit of sportsmanship with respect for each other. Please keep everyone safe from injury and harm. In Jesus' name we pray. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Please stay standing for our national anthem. Thank you, everyone. Good luck, teams. And let's play some soccer.
Okay, I'm back. Well, I had to give up my seat for a minute, but anyway, it's okay. We had the prayers and then we had the national anthem, and now we're about ready to go here. The officials out on the field and awaiting the teams. So the Hilltoppers coming into the ball game, like I say, they are coming into this contest 13-5-2. They're 6-0 in district, and Pius has only lost one game, and that was to Academy, and they are 16-1 overall, and they are 8-0 in district play. So the Hilltoppers, these two teams have met back on September 16th, and the Hilltoppers came out on a losing end 1-0 to the Sartans. That was, of course, in Los Alamos. So, but beautiful, beautiful afternoon here. Wow, I'm telling you. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better afternoon. Nothing but blue skies everywhere, a few clouds off in the distance. But it is a beautiful, beautiful afternoon and a perfect, perfect afternoon for soccer. The field here looks really, really good, and at the soccer complex. And it's going to be an interesting ball game. But Tara McDonald, of course, is the striker for Los Alamos. That's the one that they'll probably be concentrating on. And as far as looking at the scores for for Academy, the Hilltoppers are going to have to try to shut down Natasha Montoya. She is a junior forward. She has 19 goals. She's followed by Kiara Chavez with 11, and then with 9 goals is Taylor Wilson, and 7 goals apiece is Amber Tybee, I guess it is, Tybee, and Gabby Jantet. So those are the strikers or the scorers for the Pius or Los Alamos. Like I say, it's Tara McDonald. She has 30 goals. She's followed by Milena Morrison. Milena Morrison has 8, and then for Los Alamos, Layla Carter. She rounds out the scoring for Los Alamos with 10 goals. So I don't know, these teams taking an awful long time around their respective coaches, and the officials everybody's ready. In fact, everybody's ready. Got a good turnout here. Of course, mostly Pius people, which is, of course, what we need to expect. Now Pius coming out on the field and so we're about ready to go here at St. Pius High School. This is the semifinals of the Class 4A Girls State Soccer Championships. And it's interesting because the Final Four, right now you have Academy, Los Alamos, and St. Pius. That's been the final 3 forever and ever and ever. It's usually that final 3 and then somebody else. This year the somebody else is Hope Christian. And Hope Christian may all become the Final Four all the time with Hope in there. So Hope coming up from Class 3A. So we're about ready to go, and St. Pius will kick off. Kicking off is going to be Natasha Montoya, and she boots it all the way back to one of her fullbacks. So the Hilltoppers now on the move So I have somebody right smack in front of me, of course. Anyway, it's going to be a throw-in, picked up there by Los Alamos, kicked down the right sideline. Going to be picked up there by St. Pius. St. Pius coming up the field, long kick down the left sideline, headed back upfield by Los Alamos, and now it's going to be picked up by Lauren Solis for St. Pius. Going to go out of bounds off of let's see, are we going to have a, no, it's going to be picked up there by Eva Suarez for St. Pius coming down that left sideline. She gets the pass up to field to Gabby Jontet, one of their leading scorers, one of the 5, and it's going to go out of bounds. And so heading over to pick it up, the ball, Eva Suarez. Suarez will inbound it, and she's about 30 yards up from the flag on the left side of the field. Brings it in. She pops it into Taylor Wilson. Wilson will try to get something going. Well, anyway, now the pass try to get it into the penalty box. Now it comes into the penalty box, and it's going to bounce off to the left and just go over the end line. So it's going to be a goal kick for Los Alamos, and Dahlia Drew will go scoop the ball up for Los Alamos, and she will kick it away. So just a little slow roller out to this time, whoa, to Peyton Miller. Peyton Miller gets absolutely decked. I mean, decked. And so the ball got kicked over the end line, but I thought they were going to call they're just going to say it's a goal kick. I thought sure they were going to whistle something on that. Peyton was just, she was just blatantly decked, and all of us to it. Pass is going to come now out to Elia Walker. And they bring it down to the corner, cleared out by Los Alamos. It'll be inbound by St. Pius. Coming over now to make the Karina Suarez will take the ball from the official and in. She's about 10 yards up from the flag. Brings it back. So it's just playing a game back down there, and the Hilltoppers now just cleared out of bounds. So we're going to have a throw in by Suarez from the exact same spot on the right side of the goal. Suarez trying to get it into the penalty box, and she bangs it right into that time into Layla Carter. So out of bounds off Los Alamos. Here she goes again. A throw in. And then losing it out of bounds is Lauren Solis. So I do believe, I thought it was her. No, apparently not. So here comes Karina Suarez. This must be about the 5th or 6th throw-in she's made here. So she comes right back to her. She goes down and goes over the end line. She goes down, and they're just going to simply say they're going to make let's see what they're ruling. I don't know what they're ruling here. The girl is down. Okay, they're just going to call a violation. So it's essentially a corner kick. Ball's right just a few feet out from the corner in a diagonal with the corner. So Karina Suarez will make the kick. It's going to fly. There's a header attempt. And boy, it's a header attempt that time, and a nice try. So it's Karina Suazo with the header attempt. So Dahlia Drew is going to bring it up. It's going to be intercepted there by Taylor Wilson. Hilltoppers pick it up to get it up to Tara McDonald. McDonald coming down the middle of the field. She pitches over to the right side, going to bring it back up. Here comes Tara. There's a shot, and that's going to go long. So the Hilltoppers didn't waste any time getting it to Tara. And Tara, from about 25 yards out, sails over the top of the goal. Gianna Maldonado is the goalie for St. Pius.
Michael, cover! 13, babe!
So the ball is picked up by Academy trying to come down the right sideline, and they do. Nice pass down the right sideline. That's going to go out of bounds. Hilltoppers will pick it up, and it's going to be Meredith Brown. Meredith Brown is just she's going to wait. She was going to do it. Now she said, nope. Let's let Mackenzie Ashave take this throw in. And now Kyla Peterson will come over for Los Alamos. She'll make the throw in right smack at the flag. This is not the substitution flag. That's on the other side. The pass comes into the center circle, picked up there by Alexis Papillon. Coming down that left side right now is Gabby Jontet. Loses the ball over the end line. And I do believe, no, they're going to say it was deflected over the end line by Los Alamos. So it's going to be a corner kick. And going into the corner is Eva Suarez. So Eva Suarez will go into the corner. So they get a corner kick from the left side of the goal. And this is the first corner kick. That other one was essentially a corner kick. She just rolls it to the side of the penalty box. Hilltoppers play that easily. Now they comes back up to, they're going to bring it back down the left side again, and it's a crossing pass trying to get it in there, but right there for Los Alamos to clear it out is Aliyah Walker for the Hilltoppers. And she clears it out of bounds, and so once again, it's going to be a throw-in for St. Pius, and the same Eva Suarez this time will make the throw-in, and it goes off St. Pius out of bounds. Hilltoppers will inbound it. They're about 25 yards deep in their own territory. They'll work down the right sideline. Pass comes down the right sideline. It's going to be a left-footed kick by Los Alamos. Didn't get any juice on it. Now suddenly a through ball, and that's going to come to Dahlia Drew. So it's just a quick kick all of a sudden, and just went flying right past the Hilltopper fullbacks, but Dahlia Drew right there for Los Alamos. Pass comes up the field, and I think we're going to have a handball, I do believe, called, yes, on Pius. So let's see who's going to put that down. She's got her long ponytail, and I think it's Mackenzie Ashave. And so Mackenzie will take the kick right smack. It's right at midfield, takes a long bounce. There's a head attempt by Los Alamos. Whoa, boy, that was going in the goal. But boy, I mean, a save at the last minute, and I mean the last minute by Emery Torres. Hilltoppers made a beautiful show. The header just didn't have enough steam on it, but it was rolling into the goal, but coming out of nowhere. And Marie Torres, and she kicked it over the sideline. Hilltoppers, once again now, the Hilltoppers inbound it. They bring it over to the top of the penalty box, and so right there, the Hilltoppers, a quick shot taken for Los Alamos by Layla Carter. So the Hilltoppers now will. Well, let's see. They chase down the ball. It's going to be a goal kick, but it was an opportunity for Los Alamos because they were able to get that header over the goalie, Gianna Maldonado, and he just wasn't going fast enough. Didn't have enough steam on it, and a beautiful save that time by Anne-Marie Torres. So Gianna Maldonado now will boot it away. Let's see, where are we in this ball game? We're in the 9th minute, no score, and coming down it's going to come down the left sideline. Going to go out of bounds right at the substitution flag. Quick throw in by Pius as they get it into Natasha Montoya. Boy, battle for it. And I don't know if Pius fans upset about something. I don't know what. Ball goes out of bounds, and that's out of bounds off of Karina Suarez. That's right. That's about 10 yards deep into Hilltopper territory, working down the left sideline. I'll hand the ball now over to Kyla Peterson. Kyla will make the throw in for Los Alamos. Comes right back to Kyla, but it is stolen away by Amber Tybee. Coming down that right sideline, she gets it now to Natasha Montoya, and battling with her. I mean, every step of the way was Jenny Gow. So over the end line it goes, and we're going to have a corner kick, and here she comes, heading over to the corner, Eva Suarez, a junior midfielder, and she'll take the corner kick. So this is essentially the third corner kick for them. They had two official corner kicks, and then they had another one that they set the ball right down in front of the corner, so it wasn't any different. But Eva Suarez now will make this kick, as we are right now in the 11th minute of this ball game. And so she's going to sail it over everybody. It's going to be picked up all the way on the other side of the penalty box, trying to set up a shot that time and not having any opportunity to do it was Alexis Patawan. Fathalon, and they're all yelling, shoot it to St. Pius. The Hilltoppers trying to keep it out of there. Boy, I mean, there's a scramble in there. I mean, it's just white jerseys and black jerseys. Every one of them just trying to get a hold of the ball. Nobody can. Now it's going to get through Los Alamos, come over on the right sideline. Pass that beautiful pass to herself behind her back. That time was Amber Tybee. And it's going to be picked up over on the other side of the field by Eva Suarez. Suarez over on the left side. She's going to bring it down into the left corner. And the Hilltoppers right now, their fullbacks have their hands full, I must say. And now the Hilltoppers finally do clear it out of there. So, but boy, I'm telling you, the scramble out there at the top of the penalty box was something else. I mean, I think every player was out there was there and coming down the left sideline and trying to center it. And this is going to be kicked way out of bounds. I mean, way out of bounds by Los Alamos, as for Los Alamos right now. And that was Kyla Peterson. So now it's going to go out of bounds it's going to be out of bounds off of St. Pius. So the Hilltoppers will inbound it deep in their own territory. Now they bring it down the right sideline. That's going to go out of bounds at midfield. And so it'll be a throw-in for St. Pius right at midfield. And so Eva Suarez, of course, will take it. And she's gonna bring it into Gabby Jontet. Jontet passed down the right side, and we should have had an offsides. She's way ahead of everybody, and Dahlia Drew's way out of the goal. I mean, she's all the way over to the side of the penalty box. I mean, all the way over. So she had to dive on the ball as coming in, attacking that time was Amber Tybee. So the Hilltoppers now, but the through ball and trying to get to it for Los Alamos that time, but could not catch up with it, and that was Melena Morrison. But the Hilltoppers with a long kick just went through everybody. Melena could not get up there soon enough, but the Hilltoppers had one golden opportunity, I guarantee you, and so now they inbound it. They bring it in now to Layla Carter, and we have a Pius girl go down, and they're not going to call anything. So she's now up and moving. So it's going to be a throw in for Pius, and they're 10 yards deep into Hilltopper territory, working down the right sideline. Pass, Karina Suarez, long throw in to nobody, picked up by Los Alamos. Now it's going to be stolen away by Natasha Montoya. Montoya back to Amber Tybee. Tybee is going to bring it back all the way out. They're going to try to start over. Lila Carter steals it away. And so now a little pushing and shoving as Hilltoppers trying to get in there and get a hold of Elia Walker. And so Amber Tybee, boy, she is aggressive. And so Elia Walker clears it out. Now coming down the left sideline with it and being double teamed and stolen away from that time Layla Carter, and that was Gabby Jontet. Comes back now, and so I mean they were doing a lot of pushing and shoving, and boy, Layla Carter says, okay, you want to push and shove, I can push too. So she shoved her girl out of the way, and then immediately Lauren Solis comes over and gives her a little bump. So we're just into this ball game, and now it's getting very feisty. 15th minute, no score. Down the left sideline they come, and they're going to bring it out on top, trying to line up the shot, but blocked is as Meredith Brown, and the shot was taken by Taylor Wilson, and a kick is going to go by the fly is going to go over the end line, so Dahlia Drew will pick up the ball. She'll make the goal kick for Los Alamos, as we right now are in the 15th minute of this contest. Still no score, but the Cali boy St. Pius has been on the attack, and it's obvious like this game is going to get very physical. I can see that. We've already had some little, if you want to call it, physicality so far, but and Layla Carter was dribbling down the field. She had she was double teamed, and she was getting pushed and shoved a little bit. So she came back and said, I can do that too. Now the Hilltopper's on the move. There's about trying to get the ball through. Intercepted by St. Pius, and now another two girls go down as Gabby Jontet decks one of the Hilltopper girls, and that is Lily Shevitz. And what I love about that is you deck the girl and then you just turn around and stroll off like you've done something great. So they're stopping play here as Lily's still on the ground. So Pius playing very, very physical. And Gabby Jontet that time, she just decked her and then strolled off like I have just. So, and Mick Matuzak out there right now, checking whether both teams go to their bench. Right now we are in the clock is stopped. Well, it's not stopped. It's supposed to be stopped. They're running it. But the official on the field has stopped it. So we're going to have a lot of extra time here. But right now it's in the 17th minute, but forget that. And so they're going to have to help Lily off the field. So Mick Matuzak, and right now she's really favoring her left ankle. So Lily Shevitz is now coming out to help out. For Los Alamos is Olivia Bell. And so now we're sending out some Topper boys. And the Topper boys are going to help her off the it's 22.
But who came in?
Oh, I don't know. Oh.
Substitute for Los Alamos, number 5, Kieran Sutherland.
So here we go. As they help the Lily off the field. And what are they going to call here? They're going to give, I think they're going to have I think this is going to be a drop ball. Apparently they stop play, and that's what it is. The official just walks over in front of the St. Pius player and drops the ball in front of her. And of course, that's what they do if they have to stop play. And whoever has possession at that time, and they line up essentially where the official thinks the play stopped. Through ball, and the Hilltoppers, and everybody going to the goal for Pius. Wow, they had 3 on 0, 3 on 0. Boy, I mean, they just got that through ball, and I think the goal, if I'm not mistaken, was, I'm pretty sure they had three girls going in, and I think the goal was scored. Let me check. I think that was Karina Suarez, but they just broke through the Hilltopper defense. They had a 3, and Dahlia Drew was out of the goal, and they had a 3 on 0. There was anybody in the goal. I don't know where Dahlia was. And the next thing you know, they popped it in. I think that goal went to Karina Suarez. Was that number 20 that scored?
What? It was offsides.
Oh, it was offsides? Awesome. Okay. There's something I missed. Okay, they called offsides, and well, I guess that was right, because there were nothing but St. Pius girls going down the field. And all the people here, when they scored that goal, the girls were all hugging each other, and people in the stands were throwing up confetti. But I missed that offside call. Anyway, and that was a good call. There was nothing but St. Pius girls coming up the field, and of course, if you can't, you have to. The rule in soccer, you always have to have 2 people between you and the goal when you kick the ball, or when your team kicks the ball. And they didn't have that at all. So Los Alamos dodges the bullet. Boy, they brought the house on that one. So right now we are unofficially in the 19th minute, but of course we're going to have a lot of extra time because they didn't stop the clock while Lily Shevitz was down. All by myself here, so I missed the offside call, and unfortunately I have a nice guy from St. Pius here who I can check with on a lot of this stuff. Anyway, we're going to have another corner kick for St. Pius. He's going to come play. And, I mean, that one was booted out of there. Wow. And that was Mackenzie Ashavi. Boy, she booted it. I mean, it was a corner kick, came down in the pack, and Lily was out. Layla Mackenzie was out on the right side of the penalty box, the left side of the penalty box. Boy, she was just waiting for it. She boots it way downfield. Hilltoppers now have a throw in. Hilltoppers haven't played a whole lot of this in St. Pius territory. Ball's going to start to go out of bounds. Trying to save it was Olivia Bell. Could not save it in. And so, well, let's see. What are they calling here? Oh, got it. Well, okay, they're going to say it was out of bounds on St. Pius, and they outside again. So the Hippers right now are 20 yards deep into Pius territory, working down their right sideline. Battle for it, major battle for it. Hilltoppers win the battle momentarily. And a shot taken by Los Alamos. And that one taken by Tara McDonald. She was about 30 yards out, and it sails to the right of the goal. So unofficially, we are in the 21st minute.
Substitute for St. Pius, number 15, Marisol Valdez.
I tell you one thing, boy. I mean, Pius brought the house on that one. They came down there. It was a through ball, and then they just got past everybody. And so we had a 3-on-0 fast break. And fortunately, there was offsides for Los Alamos. So still a 0-0 ball game as we move into the 22nd minute of this contest. But Pius had been very aggressive and on the attack and very physical, I might say. So the battle for it right at midfield, Mackenzie Chavez and Mackenzie battling with Eva Suarez, and both of them pushing, and then Suarez throws her arms up like, hey, well, come on. So anyway, so they give them the free kick, and so setting it down to make the kick right now is Gabby Jontet. She's just going to roll it over to the middle of the field, and now they're going to bring it over to the right side to Karina Suarez. Suarez boots it down the right sideline, trying to get to Amber Teavee, and Hilltoppers is going to go over, and she's going to lose it over the end line. So the Hilltoppers will just boot the ball over to Dahlia Drew. Dahlia now will make the goal kick for Los Alamos, and still no score. Dahlia's just going to roll it over right now to Elia Walker. Walker brings it in the middle of the field. It's going to be picked up there by Alexis Patalon. And the Hilltoppers coming forward. Nice kick downfield for the Hilltoppers, trying to get to it. For the Hilltoppers, as Milena Morrison can't get to it. Ball is kicked back upfield, and it's going to be headed out of bounds by Elia Walker. And it'll be thrown about 10 yards deep into Hilltopper territory. They will throw it in, and this will be Karina Suarez. She's trying to find somebody to throw it into. I don't know. Is there a 5-second? Is there some? They don't have a 5-second rule in soccer. Pass up the field from Malaya Morrison up to Tara McDonald. McDonald. Boy, there's a boot downfield. Hilltopper, I mean, way over everybody. And boy, I'm telling you, what a boot that time was by Anne-Marie Torres. So, I mean, she kicked it over the head of everybody. But, and booted out of bounds. Karina Suarez takes a swipe at the ball, and it just goes flying right off of Layla Carter of Los Alamos. So once again, Karina Suarez will pick it up, and she'll be 20 yards up from the flag on the right side of the goal, and bring it out on top now to Lauren Solis. Solis brings it to the top of the penalty box, picked up there, battle for it again. Hilltoppers finally do win the battle. Whoa. And Pius, once Pius wants a call against Elia Walker, but it wasn't Elia Walker, but actually it was Natasha Montoya who ran into Elia, and then she fell backwards, so Elia didn't give an inch. And then the crowd very upset. I mean, Natasha was one, and now they're going to give the free kick to Los Alamos, which is not very, the Pius fans aren't very happy about that. So Mackenzie Ashave will take the free kick for Pius. And the ball right now is 25 yards deep into Hilltopper territory, right smack in the middle of the field. We are in the 25th minute, I do believe. Yeah, 25th. And, of course, a lot of extra time here because they haven't stopped the clock for anything. And long kick by Mackenzie Ashave. And, boy, that one is headed way back upfield. Boy, I'm telling you. And, tended way back upfield, and that was by Anna Marie Torres. Now a pass down the right sideline. Trying to get to it this time is Natasha Montoya. They're going to kick it back to Dahlia. All she can do is clear it out. Clears it out upfield. Is going to get it all the way back up. And now Karina Suarez trying to bring it down the right sideline, and she kicks it out of bounds. But they had to pressure on again. All those offers could do was boot the ball back to Dahlia. She can't pick it up if it's booted back to her. So now we're going to have substitution for Los Alamos. Coming into the ball game is
in for Los Alamos.
That ponytail. I think anyway. Taryn Sutherland comes in, and I'm pretty sure that was Layla Carter who went out. But they've got these long ponytails, and Layla and Mackenzie look exactly the same out there. Mackenzie Ashave. Battle in the midfield circle, and it's won there by Pius coming down the left sideline. And she's going to lose it over the end line, and that was Gabby Jontet. So, she didn't lose it. It was deflected over the end line by Los Alamos. So another corner kick. Los Alamos has not had a corner kick in this ball game yet. And this is the fourth official corner kick. And they had that other one, which is essentially a corner kick. But right now, Eva Suarez will put it down in a little arc, and she's on the left side of the goal, on the east end of the field. Going to come down into the pack. Dahlia Drew kicked it. Boy, batted out of there. A lot of headers trying to go for it. And, boy, Pius upset again as one of the Pius girls go down. But most of the time, the Pius girls, they're the ones that initiate the contact. Like right now, we just had Karina Suarez crash into Layla Carter. And she went down, and the official, very, very upset. So the ball rolls out of bounds. It'll be picked up by Anne-Marie Torres. Torres is going to just roll it down the sideline to Karina Chavez. Chavez now will make the throw in. So 20 yards deep into Hilltopper territory, coming down the right sideline. And right now we have 20. We are in the 20. We're in the 28th minute. And let's see.
Come on, little Buddha! Come on, Buddha!
And checking out for Los Alamos right now is Jenny Gao. So the throw-in comes in, and it's going to go off of Gabby Jontet. And it'll be a throw-in for Los Alamos. And they'll get the ball to Kyla Peterson. So Kyla, 30 yards deep in their own territory. They'll work down the left sideline. Hilltopper's attacking the west goal. We're about 3/4 of the way through this first half. Picked up down by Marisol Valdez. Marisol, who has just checked into the ball game. And she tries to scoop it upfield. It's going to be cleared out for Los Alamos by Layla Carter. So chasing down a loose ball into Karina Suarez. She boots it in right there. Here's Layla Carter. Long kick downfield. Brought right back upfield by St. Pius. A header move by St. Pius and the Taylor Wilson. And now there's going to, now the right sideline comes to Marisol Valdez. She's on the right side of the penalty box. She's trying to set something up. Good job of ball handling. She brings it out on top to Karina Suarez. Suarez on the right side of the penalty box right now, trying to keep it from going over the end line. She does. Hilltoppers. So she ends up getting essentially a shot almost behind the goal. Goes out of bounds off of Pius. Hilltoppers get it. They pick it up. Comes over now to Tieran Sutherland. Sutherland will, and they will boot it. They'll boot it upfield. And Pius once again with numbers up there. Hilltoppers are in trouble. And Karina Suarez takes the shot. Whoa. Wow. I thought that was it, boy. I mean, they had numbers, they had position, they had everything. And Karina Suarez took that kick. I thought that was going to be drilled, and she sends it too high and too wide. So the Hilltoppers dodge the bullet again here in the 30th minute, unofficially. So Dahlia Drew with the goal kick, and now it's over onto the right side of the field. And cleared away over there by Gabby Jontet. So the Hilltoppers now will inbound it. And most of this game has been played on the Hilltopper side of the field. As the Pius has been very, very aggressive. Los Alamos has not been that aggressive offensively, but they've been playing some pretty good defense against what appears to be a very powerful offense. And boy, nice move that time by Marisol Valdez. Valdez puts it in. There's a shot. Shot in. Let's see. Do they count it? Yeah, they count it. So the ball got loose in front of the pack. There were 3 Pius girls right there, and then they just got loose and they took a shot. It got rebounded, and then it came back, and then they fired it in. And that was Natasha Montoya, their leading scorer, comes up with it. She's their leading scorer for Pius, and she was in the right position, but I mean, she had 2 other girls right there. Any one of them could have taken that shot, but it just got to a lot of confusion out in front of the goalie box, and Pius was trying to take the shot. Hilltopper did a pretty good job of defending the initial attack, but then they so that comes in the 31st minute unofficially, but they just had, I mean, they've been putting pressure on all day long. They just scored that 1 goal, got called for offsides, but this time they started off with Marisol Valdez, which she made a great move, a great mover on the right side of the goal, got it into the middle. Now it comes to Marisol again, a crossing pass, and there's a header attempt. Whoa, as Marisol put it perfectly. I mean, perfectly. I mean, a beautiful pass that time from Marisol. And I think that was Karina Suarez. No, not Karina Suarez. That was Taylor Wilson. And boy, it's a beautiful pass right to her. So Marissa, not a very big girl. Let's see, she is she's just a junior, but she can do amazing things with that ball. But she set up that first one, and she got her over on the side, made some good moves, got it into the pack in front of in the penalty box, and then it was just gangbusters after that. Everybody going for it. So, and the confetti flies everywhere. So now the ball goes out over the end line, and so once again the corner kick for St. Pius, and bring it right down in the middle of the pack. Karina Suarez takes a shot, doesn't get much on it. Dahlia Drew just scoops it up, long kick downfield, and right now it's a 1-0 ball game. And right now it's been all St. Pius. Hilltoppers coming down the left side, trying to get it into the middle, trying to get it to Tara McDonald. The Hilltoppers' leading scorer, and she has hardly touched the ball. Well, this ball has been played in the Hilltopper side of the field in almost the entire ball game, and now we're going to have a yellow card. It's going to be somebody's getting a yellow card. And that's for Pius. Yeah, and that's going to be Kiara Chavez. I don't know what she did, but she has to leave the game, of course. You get another yellow card, or you get a red card, and you're out of the game. And then so
In for St. Pius.
So it'll be a free kick for Los Alamos, right? Ball in the midfield circle. It's going to be taken, and boy, long kick downfield by this time by Layla Carter. That's going to be picked up by Gianna Maldonado. Maldonado now will. It's going to be a goal kick. She'll just roll it over now to Anne Marie Torres, and the ball goes out of bounds. Going down with Karina Suarez, the ball was sitting right next to her on her leg, and then it rolled over the end line. Hilltoppers just picked it up in a hurry and made the throw in, and that was Peyton Miller. So now the ball has disappeared once again. We right now are in the 34th minute. Let's make it the 35th minute. It is... that's unofficial, and that is way unofficial. So the Hilltoppers now, they'll hand the ball over now to, okay, so the inbound pass by Los Alamos this time by Kyla Peterson. And Peterson is that's going to be brought upfield at right side. Hilltoppers long kick down the right sideline, diving for it, Gianna Maldonado. She didn't really have to dive, but I guess she wants to get on the highlight film. But anyway, so she just rolls it upfield again on those goal kicks. She doesn't take the goal kick. She just rolls it out to one of her fullbacks. So Hilltoppers bring it back downfield. They're going to try to bring it down the left side to Peyton Miller. Cleared out by Pius, and now chasing the ball down will be Kyla Peterson. And Kyla within the 36th minute, 2 40-minute halves, of course. 1-0 ball game right now. And that was the score in Los Alamos. So the Hilltoppers inbound if they bring it to Malena Morrison, stolen away from her. And now Natasha Montoya, who scored that goal. And there's stealing it away, Marisol Valdez. Up the front it comes, trying to get it to Natasha Montoya. They can't. Hilltoppers scoop it up. They bring it into St. Pius territory. Isabella Cotolina picks it up, and she's working with it. And they want a handball. I thought there was a kick, and it went off the forearm of one of the girls. They're all screaming handball, of course. Coming down the left sideline, deep in Los Alamos territory right now. And then the ball is going to be kicked out of bounds by the Hilltoppers, and it's going to be, let's see, right now about halfway down, about 30 yards deep in Hilltopper territory, working down the left sideline.
Yellow card! Yellow card!
And we're going to have let's see, what is it? It's going to be a free kick for Pius. And they're 10 yards deep, and they just simply bring it over to Gabby Chantet, who brings it back over on the sideline to Karina Suarez, over to Eva Suarez. And now the ball out of bounds off Los Alamos. All the girls moving pretty slow right now. So Gabby Chantet will make the throw in eventually. No, she flips it over to Eva Suarez. Suarez now will inbound it. Ball rolling into the middle of the field. Marissa Valdez comes up with it. Marissa trying to get around Peyton Miller that time. Can't. And so once again we have a huge pack right in front of the goal. And Hilltoppers trying to get it out of there. And I think they might be calling a handball on Los Alamos in the penalty box. Let's see what they're going to call here. No, my guess would be he's going to put it right down at the top of the penalty box. It's not a penalty kick. He's going to put it right smack. Yeah, it'll be right up at the nose of the ball. If it had a nose, would be up against the top of the penalty box. Hilltoppers put up the wall, and right now they are lining up Anne Marie Torres to make the kick. And now they move over. Eva Suarez now in position for the kick. Hilltopper, and they're going to get it right into the wall. Comes right back to Torres. Torres tries to make another kick, boots it off of the official, and then Hilltoppers take it downfield. So the Hilltoppers defend that one perfectly. It got booted right off the wall of that Los Alamos had put up, and then the Hilltoppers were able to get control of it, and then a shot by Pius right into the referee. So now the Hilltoppers have the ball in the midfield circle. Natasha Montoya trying to get control. Going to come around over to the left sideline. Now into the middle of the field, stolen away by Los Alamos. Boy, great steal that time for the Hilltoppers by Meredith Brown. And she's bringing it up. She's trying to get it up the field out to Peyton Miller. And you see, that's not Peyton, sorry. That's Tyrion Sutherland. Now a through ball. Going to come down the right side. Amber Tybee. And she takes a kick, missed it. And she missed the kick. And, of course, and it just rolled past the Hilltopper defender. So it was almost like it's almost like she just made a little touch pass to herself, but she took a swipe at it, missed it, and then it just rolled around the Hilltopper defender. Hilltopper's out trying to keep things out of there again with another Pius. So the ball right now is Natasha Montoya with it, and the Hilltoppers pick it up, scoop it back to Dahlia Drew. Drew can't pick it up, so she just boots it upfield. We're in the final 2 minutes, but a lot of extra time, as I keep saying. The score clock is unofficial, and they didn't turn it off for anything. So Lily Shevitz, when she was down, it was 2 or 3 minutes. Ball over on the right side. Tara McDonald trying to get to it. Cannot. Hilltoppers will have a throw in. They're about 20 yards deep into Pius territory. Now we have a substitute for Los Alamos coming back in about Mackenzie Achave coming back in the ball game.
I didn't get her.
25.
Substitute for Los Alamos, Mackenzie Achave.
So there's a kick by Los Alamos. That's going to go wide right. And that by Tara McDonald. Tara just hasn't had any kind of a chance at all. The Hilltoppers had the one attack where they came down, and then it got headed over the goalie, Maldonado, and it just didn't. It was heading into the goal, but it didn't have enough Zeus on it. And then coming in, Anne-Marie Torres came in the last second to boot it out of there. So goal kick now for Pius. They do the same thing. They just roll it over to the fullback. Ball comes back in right to trying to get it to Tara McDonald. McDonald at the top of the penalty box. Tara goes down, and they're going to call the push-off. The Hilltoppers are going to have a goal in the same spot that Pius had it. And now Pius not very happy with that. But these Pius girls have been very, very physical. And so now they're going to line this up. Let's see where they're going to put this down. I think he's going to do the exact same thing he did here. And that is, right at the top of the penalty box. And Tara McDonald standing there with Mackenzie Achave. So Pius will now go back and put up the wall. So I mean, how's that for a wall? 8 girls in the wall. So Tara McDonald takes the shot and way over the top of the goal. I don't know, maybe if they thought about kicking it over to the side or something, they were over to the left side. They had 8 girls on the right side, on the wall on the right side of the goal. So anyway, so once again, it's be a goal kick as Gianna Maldonado chases down the ball. Now she's just going to kick it over to the left side. And I do believe that's it. So after one.
And that's the end of the first half with the Los Alamos.
So after one half a play here at St. Pius High School on a beautiful, beautiful afternoon for soccer. Man, it is nice here. And the field is as green as it can be and groomed perfectly. So it's a nice facility here. And we're sitting up the top of the bleachers, got a perfect view of everything. They gave us a table and everything. A good hospitality here. The athletic director, Jim Cook, and I know Jim Cook quite well. In fact, my best friend in high school he is his nephew. So my best friend was Larry, and Jim Cook was his nephew. So I know Jim Cook pretty well. He's a really cool guy. Anyway, so right now it's a 1-0 ball game as the Pius, the sergeants who've been on the attack almost the entire half, and not much of an attack from Los Alamos. It's been all St. Pius, and attack, and they did score one goal. They were called for offsides, and then they finally came down, and Marisol Valdez got it started over on the right side. She made a beautiful move and passed it right into the middle of the pack and right in the middle of the penalty box. And then it was just gangbusters after that. And Hilltopper trying to get it out of there, and Pius had 2 or 3 girls lined up. Any one of them could have taken a shot, and they finally got it over to their leading scorer, Natasha Montoya, and she put it in for the score, make it a 1-0 ball game. Tomorrow night, the Hilltopper girls volleyball team will be in action trying to once again defend their district championship. They won that district championship two years in a row, forget the COVID season. And but before that, the 2 years in a row, and then against St. Pius, against Powauke, like 2 years ago. I think it was probably, well, I'm not sure. The COVID thing's got it all screwed up. So anyway, Pius or Powauke was number 4 in the state and had a very, very good record. And Hilltoppers split with them on the. They lost in Powauke, and then they won in Los Alamos. So then they went to play in Powauke for the district championship, and Hilltoppers won that. And so the very next year, it was a similar situation, and then they ended up split again. But this time, the Pius had lost to somebody else, and the Hilltoppers' only loss was to Powauke. So they played for the district championship in Los Alamos, and the Hilltoppers won that one. And then the 2 teams played here a couple of weeks ago, and it was just, it was a battle royal, and the Hilltoppers finally ended up winning it 3 games to 2. So it was they won it in 5 sets, but boy, every single set went right smack down to the wire, and it wasn't over until it was over, and that's how like they say, it isn't over till it's over. Well, that wasn't over till it was over, right down to the very, very end. The Hilltoppers finally took it in the 5th set. So tomorrow night, Powauke is going to be gunning. First of all, they'd like to avenge both of those years when they got knocked out by Los Alamos. Hilltopper Joe Palmer would love to keep his streak going, and it's going to be in Los Alamos and in Griffith Gymnasium, and that's going to be one whale of a volleyball game. So everybody should come out and support the Topper volleyball team. Very good. They went down to Moriarty last night, which I thought was going to be a pretty tough ball game. They played Moriarty in Los Alamos. That went to 5 sets, and that was another battle. But they came away with it. Last night they went to Moriarty. We were going to go and cover that game, but we ran into some problems, couldn't go. But anyway, I thought it was going to be a very, very competitive ball game, but the Hilltoppers won it kind of easily. They won the first game 25-17. The second one was 23, and then the last one was set 3 was 15. And so they now are undefeated in district play, and so tomorrow night they'll be taking on Powauke, and it's Milwaukee has lost. So if Milwaukee wins, there'll be a tie, and then there's some kind of a tiebreaker situation, and as to whoever wins how many sets and all that stuff, or whatever it is, and if they tie, and there is a tiebreaker, of course, Los Alamos, they just need to win and put an end to all the nonsense. So, but the winner of this ball game is going to move on to the finals, and the finals are going to be played at the University of New Mexico soccer field, and the winner of this game will take on the winner of Hope and Academy, and that will be at 10 o'clock on Friday at the UNM soccer field. But right now it's the Pius in the lead, and Pius has dominated this game. So it's been mostly on the Hilltopper side of the field, and Pius has just been on attack. Los Alamos has been back on their heels most of it, but they've done a good job though on defense with all the attack and stuff coming from St. Pius. St. Pius are very, very good soccer players, and they really pour on the attack. But they're very physical, and the crowd likes the physicality as long as it's one-sided. They were very upset about that call down on when Hilltoppers were given the shot at the top of the goalie box, top of the penalty box. Tara McDonald sailed it over the top of the goal. Hilltopper football team went to Capital last week, won that ball game 28-7, and so that puts them in third in district. And so, and Los Alamos Capital was hoping to win that ball game because they figured if they could win that ball game, they'd get the number 12 seed. And Garrett Williams thought exactly the same thing. When I talked to Garrett last week on the pregame interview, they had run every scenario you can run as to what had happened but they had to win. That was the big thing. And then if they did win, what were their chances of getting a 12 seed? And he felt very good about that. And it turned out they did get the 12 seed. And so, but the other side of it was that no matter if they did get the 12 seed, and then when they looked at the teams that they would possibly be playing, it was Artesia, Goddard, Mayfield, and Santa Teresa. So whoever they were going to, if they got the 12 seed, they were going to be taking a long, long trip south. And Garrett Williams said, I don't care how far we have to drive. I don't care what we have to do. All I want to do is get in the playoffs. And he did. He got in the playoffs. So they're going to play on Friday night at 7 o'clock at Las Cruces Mayfield in the Field of Dreams. Never been to the Field of Dreams. And so anyway, I guess it's supposed to be a nice facility, but I have never been there. But Mayfield this year, they ended up with the number 5 seed, which is kind of unusual because Mayfield, they've always been pretty much of a football powerhouse. But this year it's the Topper boys were eliminated. Let's see on Saturday actually. They were eliminated on Saturday when they went up against Highland, and Highland, very, very good, a very good soccer team. They were the 6th seed. Los Alamos was the 3 seed. John McHale was roaming the sideline taking pictures. He told me that the head coach from Highland said that he spent the whole game hollering at his team to double team Jamie Terrazas. John said he kept saying, get 2 on him. And so that's what they did. And Jamie played a really, really good ball game. But, I mean, he was double and triple teamed the whole way. And Los Alamos just couldn't seem to open anything up. And what's interesting is that the goal was scored in the 9th minute, and it was a free kick from 40 yards out. And this name was Faber Cardenas, and he drilled a rocket into the left side of the goal on the top, right under the crossbar and right next to right next to the post. And anyway, it was so that was the only score of the ball game. That was it. But and then both teams just battled back and forth, and nobody could make a breakthrough after that. The Hilltoppers did have a great opportunity with Jaime Terrazas coming in from the left side, and he got by the defenders, and he was heading just him and the goalie. The goalie was out of position. Jaime with a left-footed kick. I thought it was in for sure, and then a desperate Hail Mary dive by the goalie, and he just stuck his arm out, and it just happened to hit the top of his hand and go over the goal. It was just a total fluke, but he did save the day, and Highland won 1-0, and so now Highland they advance on, and Hilltoppers go wrap everything up. So right now we are coming back out onto the field. Hilltoppers this time, they were attacking the west goal, defending the east goal. This time now they'll attack the east goal. So the sun is going to be shining right smack down on that east side of the field. And here's the kickoff. Hilltoppers kick it off, and bring up a long header attempt by St. Pius, Marisol, and Marie Torres chases it down and scoops it out of there. So it's going to be a throw in for Pius, and they're about 20 yards deep in their own territory, picked up there by Los Alamos. Now it comes back, they roll it back now to Gianna Maldonado. She can't pick it up, so she just boots it way upfield. The Hilltoppers pick it up. Whoa. And boy, it was a lucky bounce that time, because coming in, hard for Los Alamos, Melena Morrison, one of our better scorers. And fortunately for St. Pius, the ball bounced to Maldonado, but that almost was a good opportunity for Melena. Now coming down the left side of the penalty box, Gabby Jontet. She rolls it into the penalty box, cleared out there by Los Alamos. And so now we're just playing back and forth, and now the ball is going to be stolen away by Gabby Jontet. She's trying to line up the shot. She can't. Hits it over to Natasha Montoya on the right side of the penalty box. She can't get a shot off. And boy, it looked mighty dangerous for Los Alamos. So anyway, it'll be a throw in for Pius. Pius going to bring it down into the corner on the right side of the field. And now it's going to go. Don't tell me we're going to have another corner kick. Los Alamos has not had a corner kick in this contest, and Pius has had a bunch. So, Eva Suarez, the junior midfielder, will go into the corner once again. And I don't know, this has got to be the 6th or 7th corner kick for Pius. Los Alamos has none. So Suarez lines it up. I think she's going to kick it left-footed, I believe. Yes, she does. Boy, nice high kick right into the middle of the pack. Perfect corner kick. And Pius can't do anything with it. Nice high ball floated right down into the middle of the pack. We have a Pius girl go down. And now she's right back up. And that was Karina Suarez. And let's see, are they going to call anything? Nope, they're going to say it was just out of bounds off of Los Alamos. So, the throw in down the right sideline. Cleared out by Los Alamos. Beautiful, beautiful afternoon here in Albuquerque. I was worried that a lot of times we'll come down here, and then as soon as the sun goes down, the sun goes down and the thermometer goes right down with it. So they are now on the end of the field where this ball game is being televised on that I guess that New Mexico high school network, whatever it is. And so anyway, the camera person is pretty much right in front of me, down a couple bleachers, but still. So now the ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be picked up by Kyla Peterson. Peterson for Los Alamos. Now they're going to say, and so now the ball goes out of bounds off of Pius. Quick throw in by the Hilltoppers. Hilltoppers trying to get something going. Haven't had much luck doing that. Long pass up to Tara McDonald. That is intercepted upfield, and just waiting for it that time was Eva Suarez. Comes into the center circle, and another battle for it. Mackenzie Ashavi wins the battle. She's going to get it over. Now a long kick comes down to this time to Milena Morrison. Bounces off of Milena, but then it's cleared down the left sideline. Trying to get to it for the Hilltoppers is Elia Walker. Can't get to it. And it's going to be kicked out of bounds by Pius, so it'll be inbound. Elia brings it in quickly. And the pass trying to get a pass into the top of the penalty box. That's going to go over the end line on the right side. Gianna Maldonado will scoop it up. And she will boot it. Well, no, she doesn't boot it away. She just puts it down and she just rolls it to one of her fullbacks. So just going to do this. And so this time Elena Morrison expecting that. So she started to make the kick, and Elena made a move. So she stops, and then she adjusts her kick. Hilltoppers bring it back up. Comes up to the right at midfield. Long pass down the right side, and trying to get it down the field to Olivia Bell. Can't get it to Olivia. Picked up there by Pius. And Eva Suarez with a long kick with the field. The Hilltoppers pick it up. Olivia Bell. Bell with a nice kick. Pass comes over now to Milena Morrison. Boy, I thought they had something going, but Eva Suarez right there, and now coming down the left side, a lot of pushing and shoving, and the Hilltoppers cleared out. As Natasha Montoya, she was being challenged by one of the Hilltoppers. They were running side to side, and at the last second, offensive pass interference. Natasha just pushed her away, and then tried to make the shot. The Hilltoppers were there, able to get to it, but Natasha just cleared out a path. The header downfield, trying to get it to Gabby Jontet, and it's going to go out of bounds. Hilltoppers cleared out of bounds. So Jontet heaves the ball over to Eva Suarez. Suarez will make the throw in. Comes right back to Suarez. And then, so now it's down the right sideline. Let's see who they're going to rule it off of. I think they're ruling it off of the Hilltoppers. So Eva Suarez will inbound it. Suarez, long kick pass down the left sideline. That's going to go almost over the end line, but the Hilltoppers cleared out. It's going to be a throw in right smack in front of the flag on the left side of the goal. And so they'll give it to Eva Suarez. She's about 5 yards up from the flag. The Hilltoppers intercept it. Pass upfield is going to come to Michael Michael Torres. And Torres brings it over onto the right side, coming down the right sideline on the attack again as a crossing pass, and that's going to go behind the goal. And that was Amber Tybee. So Dahlia Drew now is going to do exactly what Gianna Maldonado is doing. She rolls it over to one of the Hilltopper fullbacks, and then quickly Pius is right there as she rolled it over to Peyton Miller. Pius right there, and then the Hilltoppers goes out of bounds off of Pius. The Hilltoppers inbound it, and quickly they get a pass up the field. But here comes Eva Suarez. Suarez with a long pass down toward the corner. Pius trying to keep it from going out of bounds. They do, and they save it back in, but the I think they're going to call, no, they're going to say goal kick. It sure looked to me like she saved it. But right now we're in the 49th minute, and that should be relatively accurate. We haven't had any stoppages yet, but whoever doing the clock doesn't bother. So St. Pius they bring out the middle of the Hilltopper territory, Alexis Batalon. Now the kick upfield is going to be picked up there. And boy, right now nobody getting control back and forth. Now the Hilltoppers with a long pass downfield. Milena Morris coming in, and Gianna Maldonado has to come all the way out of the goal. She's out of the penalty box. She kicks the ball upfield. Hilltoppers had a pretty good go at it with Meredith Brown, with Milena Morrison and Tara McDonald. So the Hilltoppers inbound it. They bring it to Tara McDonald. She tries to slam one, and she slams it right into Mikel Torres. So now, boy, nice kick downfield. Great defense that time by Hilltoppers. Now here's a long kick by Los Alamos down the right sideline, trying to get it to Tara McDonald. It comes over to Mikel Torres. So Mikel, she just clears it out of bounds. Hilltoppers inbound it. Picking it up is Olivia Bell for Los Alamos. So Olivia into Tara McDonald. I don't know what Tara was doing. I think she was trying to pass it to Milena Morrison over in the corner. Passes it over her head. So let's see. I think, man, not sure where it went. They're chasing the ball down, and they're going to say, yeah, I didn't think it went over the end line. It didn't. So it's going to be a throw-in for Pius, and they're 5 yards up from the flag on the right side. Long throw-in, picked up there by Peyton Miller. Miller trying to, she just puts her head down, goes right toward the ball, tries to kick it over to she had it. You could just see she was trying to kick it into the top of the penalty box, and anyway, she misfired and went off the right side of her foot. She was trying to kick it to the left, goes out of bounds, and so the Hilltoppers now much more aggressive here in this half. We played a lot more on the Pius side of the field than we did in the first half. So the Hilltoppers will get the throw in. They'll get it to Peyton Miller, and Miller she'll get in. They'll bring it right back to Miller. Ball is at the top of the penalty box, headed up by Pius, and then another battle, and then they're going to get it over now to Gabby Jontet. Hilltoppers save it from going out of bounds. Olivia Bell gets it over now to Layla Carter. Carter with a long kick. And Tara McDonald trying to get in there and get to it along with Milena Morrison. Both of them coming in, but Gianna Maldonado makes a diving catch. So the Hilltoppers really putting on the pressure this half, as Pius just put the pressure, total pressure on Los Alamos in the first half. But we're playing a lot of this ball game now in the Pius half. Long kick downfield. That's an offside. That was offsides. And we have our goalie is decked. But first of all, it was a blatant offsides, which they didn't call. Gabby Jontet takes the kick. And this is going to go wide right. But Pius took off. And Pius had the ball. They were going to have a pass down the field, and the Pius took off, and the young lady was way ahead of our defenders, and they didn't call it. And then Dahlia Drew had to come out of the goal to get after the ball, and she was decked. But I guess since she was out of the goal, I guess it's kind of like the quarterback deciding to run up the field. But anyway, so now the ball is at midfield. Hilltoppers in control. Pass down the right, smack down the left side, just left of center, and comes right to Maldonado. Gianna she's giving directions. Now she's going to boot it. That's the first time I've seen her boot it. And controlled by Pius in the center circle. And then the pass is going to come up to Gabby Jontet. Hilltoppers swarm her and then bring it up the field. Comes up now to Eva Suarez. Suarez try to head it downfield, and then Gabby Jontet chasing it down. And it comes to Anna Marie Torres. Torres, I think, is going to, well, it goes over the end line, and whoa, guess what? We're going to have a corner kick for Pius. We haven't had one. And that's not, and that has nothing to do with hometowning or anything. That's just the way this game has gone. These corner kicks have all been very, very legal and proper. So that's just a coincidence of the game. So, Eva Suarez will put it down in the corner once again. This one is going to go, boy, great positioning that time for Hilltoppers, but boy, right there for the Hilltoppers to clear it out. And that was Katie Osborne. So Katie Osborne with a great header that time. Clears it upfield. So now it goes out of bounds off of Pius. Hilltoppers inbound it deep in their own territory. Pius takes it back. And now a pass trying to get it. They pass it. Boy, they were trying to get a pass over to Anne-Marie Torres. And I mean, it was her and Dahlia Drew. But anyway, Anne-Marie needed about 2 more steps to be able to do anything. Pass in the middle of the pass comes down in the middle of the field at proper territory, and right there for the Hilltoppers. Now the pass comes down the left sideline. But Hilltoppers had a good opportunity to scoop that up and take it back down, but they end up missing the opportunity, and ball now comes down the left sideline off of the Hilltoppers, so it's going to be about 20 yards up from the flag on the left side of the goal, and Topper now they're going to move it up to about 30 yards up from the goal, give it to Eva Suarez. Suarez inbounds it. It's going to be picked up there by Karina Suarez, and boy, a beautiful pass into the right to the right side of the goalie box. Had 2 girls coming in there for Pius, but boy, a great save by Los Alamos. That looked like total disaster once again. So let's see. I'm trying to figure out. So it's a throw in for Pius down the right sideline. And this one's going to, and they're trying to line up the shot. And boy, they've got it lined up pretty good. Dahlia Drew comes out and picks it up. But boy, they did a good job. They had girls positioned everywhere. And then Gabby Jontet on the left side, not Natasha Montoya, right on top of the goalie box. And I mean, and Natasha, she just looked like she was just kind of standing there like, I can shoot this goal anytime I want. The Hilltoppers on the attack once again. It's picked up by Karina Suarez. She heads it back upfield, and they bring it back down to Lauren Solis. Solis comes down the right sideline. Now they get it over to Kiara Chavez, and Chavez loses it out of bounds. So the Hilltoppers are going to inbound it, and they're about 20 yards deep in their own territory. They'll work down the left sideline. Now the Hilltoppers finally get something going on the attack. Now they bring it over. I don't know what they were doing there. Layla Carter and Tara McDonald, they just got kind of a couple of lazy passes to each other. So down the left sideline they come. And there's a crossing pass, a nice crossing pass that time. And that was Gabby Jontet. Dahlia Drew with a beautiful kick downfield. It's going to be headed, I think it was headed up into the bleachers. So the Hilltoppers will inbound it. They're 20 yards deep in their own territory down the left sideline. Hilltoppers with the kick intercepted by Lauren Solis and stolen away by Layla Carter. Carter getting over to Tara McDonald. McDonald goes down, also going down. And so Tara McDonald goes down, and Lauren Solis goes down. Solis jumps up. Tara's still down. Solis jumps up and loses the ball over the end line, and so the call is it's out of bounds off of Let's see, I think the call is, thought it was going to be out of bounds off of Pius. Solis is still down. And well, they have stopped the clock. Right. But let's see, I don't know if that's Tara or not. I thought that was Tara, but I think that's Tara over. No, that's Tara. Both teams go back to their respective coaches now. And it looks like a cramp, and helping her out is Eva Suarez. Now come the trainers. So I'm guessing it might be in the no, it's going to be Layla Carter. And they're going to help Layla off the field. But I thought that was Tara that was coming down that right side of the penalty box, but nope. Layla Carter. So the clock is stopped in the 59th minute. It says 58:25. And both teams, they sent both teams back to their benches. And now the teams are coming back down on the field. And I think it's going to be a throw-in for Pius, I think. So let's see. Well, let's see when they finally get figured out here. I can't believe what a beautiful day it is here. We were worried it might be a little cold or something. We brought all kinds of extra stuff. And it's just a fantastic afternoon. Perfect temperature for soccer. And right now they're working on Layla, and that's behind the end zone essentially. And it looks like they're trying to work out a cramp. So they help her up as she's walking very gingerly. So I'm pretty sure it's a cramp. Nick Matuzak right there for Los Alamos. And so now they're gonna call Layla for the violation of they're giving Pius a free kick. And so Marie Torres makes the kick. Hilltopper's trying to come to it in the center circle. They miss it, but they're able to recover and bring it down the left sideline. Right there is Karina Suarez. Suarez, long boot down the right sideline. That goes out of bounds in Hilltopper territory. Throw in by Los Alamos, stolen away by Pius. Pass comes across from the right side to the left side. And then Anne-Marie Torres on the attack again. Now a pass down the right side of the penalty box. And so just easy pickup for Dahlia Drew. So we have another girl down. This one, another topper. And she's sitting up right now, and I think they're going to, if I can pick up the number, just number 4, I'm sure. It looks like Meredith Brown. She's just sitting there. She seems to be all right. I'm not sure what her problem is, but she's holding her right ankle. Now she's getting up. Here comes the trainer crew for Los Alamos. Now she's walking kind of gingerly, but she's okay. So Meredith Brown will leave the ball game. And let's see, I do believe coming in for her right now would be Annika Lovato. So Meredith Brown, not sure, but she's okay. She walked off the field okay. And Layla Carter, I'm sure she's all right. I think she just had what they were working on looked like a cramp. I mean, classic cramp. So with the ball, Lauren Solis. Solis kicks straight down the middle, rolls over to the right side of the penalty box. Dahlia Drew comes out, can't get to it. And boy, I mean, she overran it, and right there was Gabby Jontet right there to try to get it, but she couldn't get a hold of it, and then Dahlia recovered and then boots it. She boots it out of bounds. So it's a throw in right next to the flag on the right side of the field. And let's see, the official is saying the ball now belongs to Los Alamos. And I'm not sure if they may be calling it. Yeah, they're calling a violation. They may have had a handball that was called by the sideline official. So the Hilltoppers will boot it away. Long kick comes up right at the midfield stripe, and then comes down into Hilltopper territory. Nice touch pass by Los Alamos as they get it up to Tara McDonald. Her pass over to Melena Morrison. Hilltoppers lining up the shot. The shot is taken. It's deflected over the end line, and I think finally Los Alamos is finally going to get a corner kick. But Tara and then Melena Morrison fighting with it, and then they scooped it over, tried to Elia Walker, and Elia was trying to come in from the left side, but then the ball was stolen away from her, they simply knocked out of bounds. So Tara McDonald will take the kick. Let's see. Yes, it is. So Tara, number 13, will take the kick for Los Alamos, down 1-0. Comes into the pack and headed over the end lines by Pius, who will have another corner kick. So Tara McDonald has to chase the ball down herself. I don't understand why they don't have ball shaggers here at the state tournament. Well, anyway, so Tara has to chase the ball down. Now she's going to go back. She's on the left side of she's the flag on the left side of the goal. And so she's going to line it up. So Tara will come out to the top of the penalty box and cleared out by Pius, cleared back in by Los Alamos. And so it's just back and forth. Pius clears it down the field. The Hilltoppers clear it right, bring it right back down. And we have a Hilltopper girl goes down. She's still down. And now she's up. And I think she's fine. And that's Mackenzie Ashave. So she got knocked flat, and so it's going to be a free kick for Los Alamos, and they are about 25 yards out from the goal. And lining it up is right smack in the middle of the field, about 30 yards out. Tara McDonald, and this one just over the crossbar, just barely. And if she could have gotten that a little lower, because Gianna Maldonado's not that tall. Now Gianna has to take off into the boonies to get the ball. And so we are in the 63rd minute right now, 1-0 ball game. Pius ahead. Winner of this ball game will take on the winner of Hope and an Academy playing today. So Gianna Maldonado puts it down for the goal kick. It took her forever to put it down. And the kick comes up, picked up by Los Alamos. Tara McDonald takes a shot. Boy, I mean, right to Gianna Maldonado. Wow. Tara McDonald, boy, she just grabbed that and she let it fly. It was a beautiful shot, but Gianna Maldonado in perfect position. So now Pius on the attack. And the Hilltoppers playing much better defense this half and much better offense. That first half belonged the whole first half belonged to St. Pius. There wasn't any two ways about it. And they scored 2 goals. One was called back because of offsides. But then the other goal that they scored, I mean, they got it into the middle of the penalty box, and they had like 3 girls in there, and any one of those girls could have scored, but their leading scorer, Natasha Montoya, took things over, and she dropped it, and so she picked up in the 65th minute, and the Hilltoppers will make the throw in. They finally bring it in up to Mackenzie Ashave. Ashave kicks it straight up in the air. We have a topper girl goes down. She was shoved from behind. I mean, absolutely shoved by Anne Marie Torres, and so the Pius crowd unhappy with that, but that is a definite shove. There is a question about it. So they'll line it up. The ball is almost on the left, right at the left corner of the penalty box. So, and Tara McDonald will take the kick from that left corner of the penalty box. And this one is going to go sail too high. So all of Tara's shots have been, she's just putting too much on them. She had that one that just sailed barely over the crossbar. If she could have gotten that under the crossbar, I don't think Gianna Maldonado would be tall enough to stop it. But so Gianna Maldonado picks it up. 1-0 ball game. We are now in the, what are we, 66th minute, about to go into the 67th. Gianna with the kick upfield. This one's going to go out of bounds. Hilltoppers will inbound it. I'm not sure what he's calling here. The ball went out of bounds off of Pius. I mean, easily. And then the official changes the call. And the Pius crowd yelling, "Good job, ref." I have no idea what that was about. I mean, it's a good job, ref, about whatever, he must have had some reason. Nice header upfield by Los Alamos. And then kicked way downfield by Raquel Torres. The Toppers chasing it down. They bring it. And so now Anna Marie Torres brings it down the left sideline, deep into Hilltopper territory. And now a crossing pass, and this one's going to go behind the goal. And that was Anna Marie Torres, senior fullback. So Dahlia Drew takes the goal kick. And the Hilltoppers now booted upfield. Coming down the left sideline right now and trying to work with it for the Hilltoppers is Elia Walker. That ball's going to go out of bounds off of Pius. Hilltoppers will inbound it about 20 yards up from the flag. They're right now at the left side of the penalty box. And the ball about to go over the end line. Marisol, let's see, I think that was Marisol Valdez that took the dive at it. Tried to save it from going over the end line. She couldn't. So now the Hilltoppers once again with a corner kick. And so Tara McDonald, she'll line it up. So Tara is ready. And she's on the left side of the goal. The corner kick comes down into the pack, headed out by Pius over the top of the goal. So what amazes me is that the ball goes over the top of the goal and then rolls away. Tara has to come all the way from the flag on the left side, all the way to the right side, pick up the ball, now head back to the left side. Nobody else bothers to go chase down the ball. There's no ball shakers. So Tara McDonald, here she'll go again. So Tara lining things up, 1-0 ball game. Tara into the middle of the pack. And this one is going to be headed over the sideline by Pius, right next to the flag on the right side. Quick throw in by Los Alamos, by Peyton Miller. Olivia Bell centers it. Whoa, I thought Melena Morris, I thought that for a moment there Mackenzie Ashave was going to have a chance to take it. And now Mackenzie Ashave going forward along with Amber Tybee. And both of them, he's not going to pop a yellow card, is he? I mean, I think if he popped a yellow card there, that was no yellow card offense. Both of them took a swing at the ball. They both came in from, and Anne Marie Torres came in from the left side, and let's see, that was Mackenzie from the right side. And so both of them took a swing at the ball, and then they both missed the ball, and then they kind of kicked each other in the legs. And then Torres went down, and so did McKenzie, but the official comes over, I think he yellow carded McKenzie, I think. That's ridiculous. Torres with a nice kick and headed upfield by Pius. So Natasha Montoya heading it up right to Dahlia Drew. Drew brings it over to the left side. Hilltoppers trying to come down that left side. They do. They bring it into the middle of the field, cleared out there by Anne-Marie Torres. And now coming down the right sideline. And Pius to trying to come down. They couldn't get anything going. All they could do was turn around and kick it back. The ball now is right out in the middle of the field and in Hilltopper territory. Nobody able to really do anything with it. A little shove by Los Alamos that time by Peyton Miller. And she put a little shove in the back of Anne-Marie Torres. There's a shot by Pius. That is actually the shot by Pius was shot right into one of the fullbacks of Pius. Now the Hilltoppers steal it away, and they're going to come down that left sideline. Pass comes into the center circle. Boy, there's a boot. I mean, way down. Well, I mean, that was it. And that time that was Alexis Patalon. Boy, she put a boot into that one. Ball comes through, gets by everybody. Only people back there are Los Alamos fullbacks. Ball goes out of bounds, and now picking up the ball is Marisol Valdez. Valdez inbounds it. She brings it inside now to Taylor Wilson. And now the Hilltoppers bring it into the center circle, and there's a battle for it. Hilltoppers win it. Now they bring it up the field now. This time to Olivia Bell. Bell with a little crossing pass trying to get to the top of the penalty box. Gianna Maldonado comes out, scoops it right up. And so now Karina Suarez with it. She tries to boot it downfield. Hilltoppers pick it up there. They have it now right in the middle of the field. There's a long kick that's going to bounce right to Gianna Maldonado. Right now is telling everybody to move. So it comes into the center circle, picked up by Los Alamos. Long kick down over toward the corner. And this one is going to go, well, it was going to go out of bounds. But what it looks like, though, is that I don't know what Gianna was doing, but she just booted it way upfield. So the Hilltoppers get the throw in. And now Karina Suarez just clears it out of bounds. 73 minutes, 73rd minute in this ball game right now, 1-0 ball game. Hilltoppers trying to get something going. And they're much more aggressive this half than they were the first half. Pass is going to be pass upfield. They're trying to get it upfield this time. They were trying to get it up to Olivia Bell. Trying to get up to Olivia, and it's going to go over the end line, and it'll be a goal kick once again for Gianna Maldonado. And I'm not sure I don't know what's going on here. The referee is holding up a card. He yellow carded Gianna Maldonado for something. And all it seemed to boil down to was that Gianna was, and I think that's going to be a penalty kick. But Gianna was getting ready to, she went and got the ball, and then she was kind of delaying a little bit. And then it's not going to be a penalty kick. It's going to be, this is strange, a free kick in the penalty box. And that ball is supposed to be 10 feet back. There's no way in the world it's going to be 10 feet. More like about 6 feet. The official over there writing something down in the book, but he gave a yellow card to Gianna Maldonado, and I don't know what for. She must have done something, violated something. I don't know whether she was just trying to stall or delay the game or what. But we're in the 73rd minute, so you can have a lot of stalling techniques, and so now the Hilltoppers, I believe we have a new goalie in. Yeah, we do because Gianna Maldonado had to leave, so this is Patalon, the goalie, and that wall has to be at least 10 yards back. So they're going to actually be, the wall is going to be standing in the goal. You got every one of the Pius players right now, every one of them in the wall. I didn't know how many, if there was a limit how many you could put in, and they have a new goalie, and Tara McDonald. Well, I don't know what you do when you got 10 feet in front of you is 8 girls completely covering the mouth of the goal totally. And there's a shot by Tara, and they get it and and the Hilltopper Tara comes over and she boots it over to the right side of the penalty box. There's a shot by Los Alamos, and that's going to go wide right. So Tara, instead of attacking the wall, which there's no way she could do that, she tried to bring it over to Elena Morrison on the right side and of the goal, and so the ball goes over the end line, and Pius people are all very, very happy about that. But like I say, we have a new goalie right now, as a Gianna Maldonado, and this is Kylie Patalon. She's a freshman, and but I don't know why they gave that yellow card to Gianna. It must have been for delay a game or something. And these goalies will do that too. We've had some notorious goalies that trying to stall off at the end of the game when they're. I mean, I remember the girl from Berlin. I mean, I couldn't believe. I'd never seen anybody. It was she just blatantly stalled while they were ahead 1-0 until we tied it up. And all of a sudden she decided she should move a little faster. But I don't know why they got Gianna. Maybe that was it. Because sometimes these goalies, it's going to be a goal kick. They'll take their time getting the ball. Came over. The girl from Berlin used to set it down on the right side of the goal, look at it, and then the goalie box, then take it over to the left side of the goalie box. And if she had to go get the ball behind the goal, she just strolled back there. I couldn't believe they never did call her for that. But the Hilltoppers went on to win that ball game. That was the state playoffs down in Alamogordo, which the Hilltoppers eventually won the state championship. So back to the game right now, and so after everything shakes out, now it's going to be a throw in for Los Alamos. So they bring it up field and scramble for it right in the middle of the field in Hilltopper territory now. Now Natasha Montoya, their leading scorer, coming down the right side. And she dribbles it to herself. And now she passes it over, trying to get the shot off, but they can't. The Hilltopper defense playing great, and they got it over Lauren Salas, and she took the shot, and boy, that almost in. And boy, the top of the Pius crowd really up about that one, but it goes wide right. Hilltoppers now the long kick downfield by Pius comes right to Dahlia Drew. It's the 77th minute, just barely into the 77th minute. That is unofficial, of course. Natasha Peterson, and whoa, wow. Natasha Montoya. I said Peterson, but Natasha Montoya, their leading scorer. And boy, I mean, she fired one. Dahlia Drew trying to get to it, couldn't get to it, and it just rolled just past the left goal post. I mean, just past it. So now it's going to be a goal. And it was actually deflected a little bit. Well, it was deflected by Dahlia a little bit. She was able to deflect it enough where it ended up going over Natasha was a really beautiful shot, but Dahlia was able to get enough of a deflection on it to have it just roll past the left side of the goal. Now it's a corner kick once again for Pius. This is going to be way short. They're going to bring it back now to Suarez. Suarez is going to bring it in the top of the penalty box. Hilltoppers pick it up there. And so now coming down that left sideline. And Kyla Peterson has the ball stolen away from her. There's a battle for it. Girls going down everywhere. Nothing called. Getting very, very physical at this point. Picked up there by Alexis Patalon. Patalon brings it down the right sideline. And so we are on the 78th minute right now. It's going to be another corner kick for Pius. And this time, let's see, they're going to put in the goal Amber Tybee. And so she will make the kick. And the Hilltoppers just cleared out that she was trying to get the pass over to this time to Marisol Valdez. But the Hilltoppers just cleared Elia Walker right there for Los Alamos. So we are now in the final 2 minutes. It's unofficial, of course. So the Hilltoppers, nobody's moving very fast, I must say. There doesn't seem to be much urgency. I think the official has stopped his clock. Nope, he said nope. And he's saying, let's go. And he gives Pius a throw in. Comes down right down the right sideline, about 10 yards out from the flag. And now trying to turn the corner, Natasha Montoya loses the ball out of bounds. Hilltoppers will have the throw in 10 yards up from the flag. They'll work down the left sideline deep in their own territory. Here come the Toppers coming down that left sideline. Still with it, doing a nice job of dribbling that ball. And that was Layla Carter, who's back into the ball game. And to see what they're going to call here. Hilltopper goes out of bounds off of Pius. Hilltoppers with the throw in. And now we're going to have a push from behind by the Toppers, and that was by Alexis Patalon. Nothing called. Ball goes out of bounds off of Hilltoppers. So Eva Suaro will throw it in, long throw upfield, and it's just the same thing in Los Alamos. Two teams played in Los Alamos, and Pius won it 1-0. And that goal by Natasha Montoya, when they got perfect position, they had perfect position in the penalty box. That three girls, any one of them could have popped that one in, and that's been it. That score in the first half. Long kick downfield is going to come to Dahlia Drew. She scoops it up. So she's going to boot it away. It comes down into the center circle. And so now cleared back downfield by Pius. All they want to do is play defense right now. Short kick by Dahlia. And this is picked up by the Hilltoppers. Comes up to Eva Suarez. Suarez kicks it down the left sideline out of bounds. So the Hilltoppers now they're in a hurry. Eva Suarez heads it way downfield, and it's going to be out of bounds. And so the referee, looking at his watch, we're almost to the end of this. We're unofficially right at the end of this ball game. Pius, Hilltoppers trying to get something going. Pius, all they want to do is just boot the ball down the field, just like icing, almost like icing in hockey. So Hilltoppers, they get it. Going to try to get it over to Tara McDonald, can't get to it, and so the Pius girl goes down. They're going to bring it upfield. Hilltoppers trying to get to it. Long kick upfield, and this is going to go through everybody, picked up there by Kylie Patalon. She's at the top of the penalty box. Kicks a boomer, and this is headed upfield. Hilltoppers with a long kick downfield over to trying to get it over to Layla Carter. Carter can't get to it. Ball is kicked out of bounds off of Pius. Hilltoppers will inbound it. They're about halfway down on the left sideline. All Pius is trying to do is just boot it upfield. Just keep it. That's all they want to do. They're not even interested in trying to score. They have everybody back. Total defensive effort right now, and doing whatever they can to keep the ball away from the goal, and of course try to keep it over on the Hilltopper side of the field. Long throw in comes to Pius, and that's it. And there is the final whistle, and here comes the confetti. And so the Hilltopper girls go down to St. Pius on the ball game, and so off of the score by Natasha Montoya in the first half, the Pius comes away with the victory. They're the number 1 seed, and they're very good, and they're very impressed. They're very physical, but boy, I'm telling you, they are an impressive bunch, and they really hustle, and it's I don't know. The first half they just kept us almost back on their heels the entire first half, and but then they came out the second half. It was much more evenly played in the second half. Hilltoppers had some opportunities, but just couldn't convert anything. And that one goal by Natasha Montoya in the first half, that was enough. That was it, enough to win the ball game. So that will end the Hilltopper season. But now the Pius goes on to the championship game. That'll be Saturday morning at 10 o'clock at UNM Soccer Field. And they'll play the winner of Albuquerque, of Academy and Hope. I can do this. They'll play the winner of Academy and Hope on Saturday morning at 10. Tomorrow, we'll be back on the air for the district championship game. Let's see whoever's gonna win the district tomorrow night. It's gonna be Hilltopper girls versus Powauke. They went to 5 sets down in Powauke, and then a very, very exciting game, and 5 sets that all went down to the wire except one. I think the Hilltoppers won that one by 5. Everything else was 2. But anyway, so that'll be it for us today. And so tomorrow we'll be on the air to bring you Hilltopper volleyball. And if you can make it, head over to the gym. That's going to be one exciting contest with the Hilltopper girls trying to defend their district championship and to make it 3 in a row for Joe Palmer. So anyway, this is Gene Mortensen. I want to thank Charlene back at the board, taking care of the board and making sure everything's operating properly. Nate Limb back, of course, who's the IT guy and who makes all this possible, along with John McHale. They're both photographers. They both take those pictures that you see on the YouTube channel. I send the audio, they send the pictures. But and of course, Carol Clark. I want to thank her and Almost Daily Post for making this possible. And so, I didn't know what we were going to do when we lost KRSN, but John McHale and Nate Limback got together with Carol, and they came up with this system. And so it's worked very well for us, and I hope you enjoy it. And on that's a YouTube channel of Daily Post. Of course, if you're listening to the ball game right now, you know how to do it. Tell your friends. Anyway, final score 1-0 here in Albuquerque. So the Hilltoppers, now they go down to Pius, but Pius is they're 16-1 coming into this ball game, and there was a reason for that. And they are undefeated in district, of course, and anyway, they were the number 1 seed, and I can see why they got the number 1 seed. They're very, very good. And they gave Los Alamos had some opportunities, but just could not take advantage. Anyway, This is Gene Mortensen. We'll be back on the air tomorrow night at a little before, well, nominally at 6 o'clock. And of course, everybody knows how that goes. You have the C team game, then the JV game, and, so we're totally at the mercy of those two preliminary games. But somewhere tomorrow night we'll be on. So if you can't make the game, be sure to tune in. Tell all your friends. This is going to be a good one. But if you can make it, head down over to Griffiths Gymnasium. So this is Gene Mortensen, and have a nice day tomorrow, and you can make it an even better Thursday. All you got to do is put a little love in your heart. Don't forget to hug that penguin, but the most important thing that you can always do is just be excellent to each other. And on a beautiful day for soccer here in Albuquerque, Sweetie Pie, I'm going to tell you, I love you and I miss you a lot. Bye-bye, everybody.
Hello, I'm Commander Oliver Morris with the Los Alamos Police Department. It's an exciting time to live in Los Alamos. With the increase in hiring at the lab, we've seen more motorists and visitors come to Los Alamos. But with that, we've also seen an increase in traffic. And with traffic, we also get calls of distracted driving, speeding, and sometimes aggressive driving. Please join me in reducing these calls. Our officers are going to be out in force looking for these types of driving behavior. If you see something, please call us at our non-emergency line or our emergency line. We appreciate your partnership in helping keep our community safe, and thank you.
Hi, I'm Troy Hughes with Los Alamos Fire Department, reminding you that fall's upon us and winter's soon coming, so we'll start using our appliances more, like our furnace, our fireplaces. Make sure you get those appliances checked by a certified technician, especially the fireplaces. Make sure you've got a good chimney sweep, get that thing good and clean and ready to burn, and make sure you have a good working CO detector and smoke